Hi and welcome to another Crumbs and Corkscrews video. Thanks for joining me for this one. Thanks for returning if you watched the first one. Really good to have you here. This is a little bit of an impromptu video. I arrived home this evening to a parcel on the doorstep and it's one of my favourite boxes that arrived, so I thought I'd share it with you. This box is only my second box, but the first box arrived last week and I absolutely loved it, so I thought you might like to see this one. A couple of weeks ago now, my friend Lucy and I, we finally got to Chelsea Flower Show. I'm not much of a gardener, but I absolutely adore Chelsea. I come away feeling totally energised and good about what I could do to the garden. Needless to say, those plants never happen, and I leave that all to Ian. He does all the gardening, but I do quite like having fresh flowers in the house. House plants I'm not so successful with. They maybe last a couple of weeks if I'm lucky. In fact, I've got a cactus on my desk which is my longest surviving plant, and that will be 4 in October, and I'm quite proud of that. That's called Nile, after a friend of mine who gave it me. So whilst we were at Chelsea, we met a company who are a subscription box company. I've had different subscription boxes over the last couple of years, you know, beauty ones, stationery ones. I've tried the odd food box, but none of them, I think, in my opinion, match up to this. And this is, if I can get it all in the video, Freddie's Flowers. So Freddie's Flowers was set up by a chap named Freddie, surprisingly, who used to work for Abel & Cole. And they, if you don't know who Abel & Cole are, I think they started out life as a vegetable subscription box. We had them many moons ago. And they've just grown and grown and grown. And my sister-in-law used to get her groceries from there because they did a really good gluten-free range as well. But Freddie left Avon Cole to set up Freddie's Flowers, and they are just beautiful. I'm not going to go into all the information you need. I'll put that in a link down below. I'll put a link to Freddie's Flowers website. Go and check it out because they've got pictures of all the different arrangements that come, and their Instagram feed is quite obviously beautiful. So give them a look, give them a like and a follow, and see what you think. But let's take a look. I keep banging this. Let's take a look what's inside the box. So one of the things about Freddie's Flowers is that everything is handled online through your account. You just log in and you can tweak all your settings and your schedule. So if you're going away on holiday, you might want to stop the flowers whilst you're away and then restart them for when you're back. And depending on your location in the country will depend on when your flowers arrive. Mine are a Wednesday delivery. Everything comes in a box. It has this way up, please, for Mr. Postman, so they know. It will come with an address overlock. I don't want you to know where I'm living, so I've taken it off. And it's everything about this. It's just spot on with the brand. I really, really love it. So let's take a look what we have this week. The boxes inside are really beautiful. It's not just ditch your flowers, run and go. You're going to have all your information arrives in the box here about the flowers that are in this week or whatever week you're getting. There is reminders, gentle reminders to snip off at least 1 inch of your flowers and stick them straight into water. And there is also Freddie's flower food within the box for you to add to your water. Now, it does remind you as well for longer lasting firmer flowers to refresh your water every 3 days. And now I have keep the leaves out of the vase, use a clean vase, and keep the flowers away from drafts and radiators, because that's just going to give them a shorter life. Really, it's not good for the flowers. This month, I'm not very good with flower names. That's the pretty one for me. Last month was peonies. I'll show you what's left of the peonies after we've had a look at these. There is a I'm really surprised. They only started to drop today when I got home from work. I noticed some of the petals have dropped, and I had been changing the water for 3 days, and I've still got some really big blooms there, so they'll probably go on to the weekend, which I'm really pleased about because they are so pretty. So this week we've got oh, I don't even want to pronounce it, but these pretty flowers, Alstromera, maybe, Status, Astra, Antirrhinums, and Blooms on a Rhizome. I've probably said all that wrong, please correct me, I'm not a flower person. And it gives you a little bit of information about each one, what they're also known as. So the one that I couldn't pronounce at the beginning is also known as the Peruvian lily. And you'll get an information about sort of these are purple or these are pink, or when I had the peonies, these were the light pink ones, these were the dark pink ones, because there's information about how you need to style them in your vase. And that was one of the things when we spoke to Freddie at Chelsea. I was like, well, I'm one of these people, I get the flowers and just dump them in the vase. I have been known to leave them in the cellophane wrapping before and just put them in the vase when I've been in a rush saying I'll do them later. But the thing is with this, it's going to tell me here on the back of how I need to style the bunch, which is really great. And it's really simple, step by step, and there's a couple of pictures here. There's also information about the different types of vases you need. And one of the things, again, we said to Freddie when we were at Chelsea was, I admit I have one vase, and it's probably the standard vase that most people have got, and it's from IKEA. But he said, don't worry, look, we put ours in buckets, we put ours in jars, jam jars, proper vases, pots. I've got mine in a glass jug. Peonies lasted really well in that. They're now in a Kilner jar, but I'm going to put these guys into the jug again because I can't find the IKEA vase. But it's really handy, and it's really great for somebody who isn't necessarily in touch with the floristry side like me. And a little bit of information about snapdragons, which remind me of my dad. And I used to love when the flowers would drop, you could put your fingers in the top and bottom and give them a little snap. So this is what we've got this week, and this is our box. So everything comes wrapped in the brown paper with the brown string, which I'm not going to lift it up, goes through the back of the box, which keeps your flowers nice in position in transit. So let's take a look. Now last week when I opened them up, it had been really warm and they'd started to wilt, and I looked at them and thought, oh no, they're going to be really not really that exciting. I tell you what, by the time they're in water and after a couple of hours, those flowers have perked right up. So I'm expecting the same from these today, but actually they're not looking too bad. My delivery might have been a bit later in the day. As you can see here, they're not all quite in bloom yet. Some of them are still in bud, so you've got some good life on them. Everything's packed with tissue paper, so if there's any sliding around up and down in transit, this cushions it. And also you've got Freddie's flower food. I'm going to pop one of these in the water for the first lot, and then I'm going to keep the next packet for when I refresh the water in 3 days' time. Right, so I've got some water, I've added my flower food, and if you're a keen gardener or you're used to floristry arranging, you might have a pair of secateurs or something that you can use. I don't, and quite frankly there's a pair somewhere in the garage which is surrounded by very large spiders, so I've got my trusty IKEA scissors. It's probably not the best thing for cutting our stems, but as long as we do it gently, I should be okay. So I've got my jug of water, it's about 2/3 full, and it's got a sachet of Freddie's flower food in it. I've got my flowers and I've got my instructions. I'm not going to read through these. There is 3 steps, and like I say, the instructions and the pictures. So I'm just going to get in and arrange them, and let's see how they come out. there was a little fast forward and you end up with, I can't get full length in, some beautiful arrangement here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how these come out. There's a couple of these things here, and I thought this was the Peruvian lily, but actually when I've read the instructions properly, it's not. These in the net here are the blooms rhizome, or however you pronounce that, and these are blooming and booming and creating the perfect pitch for this arrangement. The blooms arrive in nets and will slowly unfurl over a few days. So I just want to pull gently off, and this is beautiful that they are protected in these nets, because I'm assuming these are things that will quite easily just damage quite quickly in transit, and when they open out I think they'll be stunning. So I'm going to pop the nets off there, and I'm going to pop a picture on my Instagram stories of these as they are now, so you can see the full height of them, and I'll post a couple of things over the next couple of days, see how these fabulous things unfurl and everything else comes into bloom. And just here over my shoulder at the back, probably a little bit out of focus, are the peonies from last week, and like I say, they're still really well in bloom and looking fabulous. Just a couple have started to drop, so we'll see how long they keep going for as well. So in the meantime, this is this week. Keep a look out on my Instagram, on my stories, and see how they turn out. I'll keep you up to date. So if you like the look of these and want to give Freddie's Flowers a go, I'll pop all the information down below, including a discount code. So take a look, check out their Instagram. Like I say, it's ever so pretty, and all the flowers they do are seasonal, so depending on what time of year you'll get different arrangements. Give them a check out, and if you like this, as usual, give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you soon. Thanks for watching. Hope you like the flowers, and keep a look on Instagram. See you soon. Bye.